Alright, how's it going, guys? So, I know today is usually the day that I do a cover video, but I had a bit of an issue with the song I was recording this week. I accidentally recorded it in the wrong BPM, so that's my bad. But I'll have that video up for you Thursday in the normal discussion vlog slot, and I'm going to sub in the video I was going to do Thursday for today. So today we're going to be starting a series I've wanted to do for a while. It's going to be called 5 of my favorite riffs right now, or something like that. It's just going to be me playing and talking about 5 riffs in songs that I've heard recently that I think are really good, and I think they stand out because I'm a big fan of riffs. Whenever I hear a good one, it's usually one of my favorite parts of the song, so I figured I'd make a video talking about some of them. So this first one is, I believe it's the main riff. The song has a little bit of a weird structure, but I'm gonna call it the main riff from Villain I'm Not by 3 Days Grace. Now this is a deep cut off of their latest album, Outsider. And some people like this album, some people didn't. It's pretty different from a lot of what 3 Days Grace has done in the past. It incorporates a little bit more stuff from My Darkest Days, which is the band that the singer that replaced Adam Gontier, Matt Walsh, was in before he joined 3 Days Grace. And this song in particular, it is a little bit softer, but I think it's structured really well. And this riff, the way they handled it, it's played in 3 different ways. It's played on acoustic, on a mono mixed electric, and then also a properly stereo mixed electric. So here it is. Barry Stock, the guitarist for 3 Days Grace, is known for making some pretty good riffs, and this is definitely no exception. It's got a great groove to it, and it really encapsulates the feeling in the song. Alright, this next song is by Alter Bridge. It's called Cradle to the Grave, and it's off of their 2016 album, The Last Hero. And this song, compositionally, is a masterpiece. Alter Bridge does some great things for hard rock and heavy metal composition-wise, and Mark Tremonti is just a genius on the guitar. And as far as songs by Alter Bridge, this is probably in my top 3, if not my favorite. If you haven't heard it, I definitely recommend a listen. And this is the main riff. I think that riff partially stands out to me because it's got such an interesting flow to it. It's got such a groove to it when you switch between all those different notes on the second phrasing. So this next one is by a band called Killswitch Engage. They're a band I've gotten into more recently. It's from the song Know Your Enemy, and it's the 3rd riff that plays in the song after the intro, after the first verse lyric. They launch into this slower, real beefy type riff. And it's got a great groove to it. It separates itself a little bit from the rest of the song, which is a little bit thrashier. And their guitarist, Adam D, definitely knows how to put some attitude into a riff's phrasing. And once I play it here, you'll see it actually has a little bit of a tongue twister, at least the way I learned to play it. But it's definitely really fun. Alright, this next song is by a band called Saliva. Saliva is one of those bands, you know, some people don't really like them, probably because they were pretty prevalent in the nu metal movement at the turn of the century with stuff like Click Click Boom. I can definitely see why people wouldn't be a fan of them, but I think they've got some pretty good work in their catalog. This particular riff is from a song called King of the Stereo. It's the main riff to that song, and that song is off of the album Bloodstained Love Story, which is a little bit later on in their catalog. It's from 2007. There's another song from this album called Broken Sunday, which is also pretty good. So whether you like Saliva or not, I think it's a pretty cool riff. This riff has some really great energy to it. It's actually one of the more difficult riffs in this video, just because of how fast the switches are. But that's probably what makes the song so lively. And the fifth and final riff I have today is by a band called While She Sleeps. They're sort of a fusion of metalcore and punk, which is a pretty cool combination. This particular riff is off of their last album, You Are We, and it's the main riff from a song called Feel. And if you'll be noticing a pattern here, this is another little bit slower, beefier riff. I definitely like riffs with a lot of powerful notes that have a really strong groove to them, and this one definitely fits that bill. Does it have a great choice in chords, but it's really got an interesting transition in the middle that breaks the whole thing up. That I really like how that sounds. It's something that adds a lot to the whole riff. So yeah, those were the 5 riffs I had for you guys. I figure I'll do this every now and then as I have different songs, different riffs that stand out to me, whether new ones I discover or old ones I rediscover. So hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the cover video this week on Thursday, and thanks for watching.